are again. This is one of our main patrol point. Let me tell you something, man. It is hot out here. Whew. And right behind me here, there's a border patrol right over here behind me. Once again, I was talking to him for about 15 minutes, and that guy right there, I don't know his name, but man, that guy is like really cool. Do it. I'm going to show you how we swirl down through here, and nobody even knows we're here. We'll start with the Border Patrol agent we just saw right there, of course, right? All right, now there's another Border Patrol agent right behind me right there, on the inside of the wall. Okay? They know I'm flag guy, American Patriot Guardian. So what we're gonna do, folks, I'm gonna show you how we get over to that road in my neighborhood that I showed you without anyone knowing about it. Now, for example, I could have, in this thing right here, I could probably carry a couple kilos of cocaine if I wanted to. And in a backpack, I could probably carry up to about 10 kilos. No, 5 kilos. About 10, 12 pounds. So I could have about 15 kilos or 15 pounds of cocaine or methamphetamine on me when we do these runs. So let me show you. I'm going to turn this GoPro on here.
Drug runner. So we want to be drug runners. Well, the first thing you're going to have to understand is it's going to be well after midnight when we're down here. That's not going to really matter to me because I'm local. I know exactly where I am. The cartel boys over here will catapult a package or bundles over to you. They'll leave them hidden over here in some of these places, like along the road here. There's 1,000 places along here, folks. You're surrounded by industrial parks, junkyards, things like that. So receiving a package to run across the border is not really the issue. Okay, so once you have your backpack full of drugs, the key is to get safely or without detection through Otay Valley to the many roadway points and access points on the other side of Otay Valley. Like I say, my neighborhood is extremely exclusive, so you can kind of move with impunity in there if you are me. And I'm a local and I live there. Okay, folks, let's stop here and take a quick look around. Make sure we're not being followed. As you can tell, this is pretty rural country all down in here. Of course, that's the border back over here. Back up in here, over here is Otay Mountain. As you can tell, there's plenty of roads that lead back up in there. All this vehicle traffic that you see are people that work at the prisons and the Department of Homeland Security. And at this point, we have now become almost invisible as we've entered the traffic grid here on the dual sport. We're just cruising along and we've just kind of disappeared. We're not going to be on the traffic grid very long, as you'll see. The key to a successful human trafficking expedition or drug running expedition is not to stay on this asphalt very long. We're going to be on this asphalt for only about a quarter of a mile, and then we are going to hit the local trails, and here it comes right here. This trail right here, very few people actually know what it is and where it goes, but I'm going to show you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share something with you here. Back when we were teenagers in 1975, we used to call this the top track, and we used to race each other on about a 5-mile course from down past the border where we were at. Hey, watch out for the mud puddle. All the way through Otay Valley. And we would have time trials, day, nighttime, all seasons. And my point is, if you were attempting to pursue me or a local like me on this top track road, it would be extremely dangerous for you, because the speeds that I can attain on this road right here are unbelievable. But let's stop and take a quick look around. Okay, everyone, right over here is the Donovan Maximum Security Prison. There's Otay Mountain, elevation 3310, and the Department of Homeland Security Otay Mesa Detention Facility, whatever the hell that means. Back over there is the border. This is what we need to avoid over here. So that being said, let's continue on our little excursion here. At this point here, we are rapidly moving away from the border and deeper into the wilds of Otay Valley. As we crest this knoll here, we're going to be coming down into this little smaller valley, and even to this day, it actually turns my stomach to recall and remember some of the horrors that we've seen right down in this valley. This is one of the first crossroads up from the border, and in the middle of the night, this is just a nightmare. I feel sorry for some of the folks that get caught up in this down here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it gets extremely serious. In the middle of the night, if you choose the wrong trail, it can have absolutely catastrophic consequences. You do not want to go down the wrong trail here. That over there is the Donovan prison, and they are very persnickety. You want to go to the left. Do not go to the right. Go to the left. And I'll show you. Here we go. This is where the men get separated from the boys. And what I mean by that is, this is where if you do not know where you're going, then you're just not going to survive. You see these trails here, you have to know which way to veer to get to where we're going. There is actually only one way to get where we're going. Folks, I'm wearing a wide-angle lens GoPro camera, and so the terrain I'm riding across and the speeds I'm going can be a bit deceiving. So sit back for a minute and just kind of watch and imagine if you were trying to pursue me through this country. Do you think you could catch me? Not likely, huh? Yeah, right up here there are several turns. You must turn to the right on this trail. This fence here is the border of federal airport property, and I want you to take a point in my case here. Right up here to the left is a federal officer sitting on a truck guarding this property, and I am moving so quietly and so quickly that I am by him and down into the arroyo before he can even wake up from his nap. Watch this. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, if you're moving through this country and you are not intimately familiar with these trails, then you're lost. And this can be very unforgiving country. triple-digit weather, rattlesnakes, there's mountain lions down in this valley. This is a nature preserve. Do not be fooled by its commonplace appearance. This can be very dangerous country. Now as we come up to the bottom of the road here, veer to the left. Local warning, local warning. If you go anywhere but to the sharp left, then you're going to go right into prison guards and they're going to take you into custody. That sign right there says so. We're moving by it quickly, quietly. We're not making any dust. We're making very little noise, and we are actually moving pretty swiftly. The many roads and trails that crisscross and interlace Otay Ranch and Otay Valley can be extremely dangerous and confusing to navigate, especially if you're trying to run drugs or human traffickers in the middle of the night. This right-hand Crookshank turn right here is absolutely crucial to navigating through the valley successfully. Let's take a moment to recall where we came from and where we've been, and how many people we have not seen since we left the roadway way back over there by the border. See, we're traveling through country that is very rarely traveled, and if we were guiding a group of illegals, or if we were carrying a load of drugs, then we would be moving through this country completely undetected. Like I say, this dual sport is extremely quiet. Now here we want to make sure that you veer to the left, hard to the left. This is going through the actual river valley, and it does get rocky through here, and you cannot really follow me through here. This is very hard going. These are deep pebbles, and I know exactly where I'm going. I've been through this riverbed countless times, ladies and gentlemen, countless times. As a matter of fact, folks, I have a confession to make. Right up here around the corner in the shade of these trees, when we were in high school, was our favorite place to have a keg party. And I always take a break here, right around the corner here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a break and edit out my break time here, and then we'll pick it up after I take a break. You know what, I always stop there, and it always brings back good memories. Anyway, on with our human trafficking and drug running experiment. At this point right here, we're pretty far down in the valley where only locals go. I know I keep saying that, but you know, and there is a danger, even to me, if I was to crash and say break my leg. It's not that we're so far from civilization, but no one comes down in here. This is a nature preserve, and even though it's probably 105 or so right now, when the sun goes down, the temperature will go down by about 50 degrees, and if you don't think that'll put someone like me into shock with a broken leg, yeah, I probably wouldn't survive the night. Okay, folks, let's take a look around. We've actually crossed the valley. Over there's Mexico. And as you can see, this is a very large, desolate area that you can take many, many trails across. I just showed you my favorite way to go across. And I've been riding this particular trail kind of like your favorite walk through the park or through your backyard. I've been on this trail all my life. This is like an old friend right here. Okay, you can see the trail going up over the ridge here, and this is the power line. You have to turn right here. If you turn left, that way is a way to get people pursuing you to crash. That is a very, very rough trail, and I could negotiate it, but if someone was pursuing me, I doubt if they could. But we're going to go this way, because I don't really feel like negotiating that unless I absolutely have to, be honest with you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually coming up onto the backside of Otay Lakes. If you look at our video patrol log of July 18th, I'm actually standing at this spot saying how easy it would to run drugs through the valley to that spot, which we've just done. Now right here, we could squirrel around through any one of the openings in the fences or the gates. I'm choosing this gate right over here. It's right by the entrance of Otay Lakes Park, and we're going to use our magic key to go ahead and go through this gate. I would like to point out that this is a perfect example of Murphy's Law. I want you to watch closely. When I go up to try and use the magic key on this gate, the lock that opens this gate, is the last one I check. That's Murphy's Law. And I'm in a hurry, trying to be all stealthy, and it'll be the last lock I check. Murphy's Law. Now that's pretty darn amusing. We're going to go ahead and walk the motorcycle through here. Even though this motorcycle is extremely quiet, when we're going through gates and in situations like this, I like to draw very little attention to myself. So we're just going to go ahead and walk the motorcycle through here, quietly close the gate, and go ahead and go about our business, which would be showing everyone exactly how we get home on the roadways. So now that we've gone through the valley on our dual sport, we're going to go ahead and hit asphalt again. Okay folks, as we come out here on the roadway, this to our right is going to be Otay Lakes, which is right near my house. And as you can tell, this is pretty rural stuff still. There's very little traffic out here. I'm pretty much by myself. Over here to the left, if you look carefully as we go around this corner right here, this is the athlete entrance to the Olympic Training Center. Pretty cool. Okay folks, I keep saying what an exclusive type neighborhood I live in. So let's ride through the neighborhood here and just kind of see, look around in their neighborhood, what we see, what we don't see. What we don't see is the vaulted California traffic. Still, as we ride through the neighborhood, we don't see just all sorts of traffic. To the right here is the park near the house. Of course, there's, as you can see, not very many people at the park. There's something else that's missing. Law enforcement. Strip mall. Overhead utilities. Roving bands of young men with questionable intent harassing good folks. Look at the streets. Litter. There's no litter on the streets. This is what I mean, folks, about we're living in an exclusive neighborhood. We take pride in our neighborhood. We love where we live. And we're going to turn here into Cockatoo Grove proper. And we're almost home. So as you can see, it is about 8 miles as the crow flies from the border to the international headquarters of the AmericanPatriotGuardians.com. I would like to remind everyone that I have never been arrested and I have 0 points on my DMV. So this is just an experiment. Don't come to San Diego and try this unless you want to go to a federal hotel. Thanks for riding along, folks. I really appreciate it. And of course, this is beautiful downtown Cockatoo Grove, California. The international headquarters for AmericanPatriotGuardians.com. There's the dual sport. That thing right there, that's a rocket with handlebars. That's how you would be a drug runner here in California. From the time I started our video, it's been 24 minutes and 17 seconds mark. So from the border to right here with 15 pounds of cocaine, about 25 minutes. I don't advise trying it though.